Hello, good evening and welcome to the State Hockey Centre at Jeps Cross. As always, my name is Dave Webb. Welcome to another PL Friday Night Live. We are in round 13 of the Premier League competition. Tonight we'll see Port Adelaide take on Adelaide Hockey Club. Magpies taking on the Peas. And we are looking forward to this one. This is a second versus third battle. Adelaide sitting in third and Port Adelaide sitting in second and Port Adelaide sitting in third. And tonight I am joined by Holly Evans. Hello Holly, how are you?
Hello, thank you.
Huge amount of hockey experience, so we get to pick your brain tonight and use that.
We can try, yeah?
We'll get there, that'll be good fun. So tonight, the warm-ups, it looks like we're about 3 minutes away from getting ready to go with the technicals tonight. It's lovely night, absolutely perfect night for hockey.
Yeah.
Weather, you couldn't ask for better weather.
No, you can't. It means they can run hard without getting too cold, too hot. It's perfect.
Absolutely perfect, and pitch looks in great condition. Friend of the show, Brody Gleeson, has been looking after the pitch tonight. Looks absolutely beautiful tonight. Looking forward to what should be a high-paced game. We obviously saw Port Adelaide the last time we were on a PL Friday. This is the first time we get to see the Peas this week. So what are you looking forward to? Obviously Cameron Joyce and his drag flicking is always going to be something to look forward to.
He's fantastic, and Port in general have such a solid defence and Adelaide such a quick pace in attack, so it'll just be a really nice combo to watch them play against each other.
Yeah, well, obviously tonight as well we have Hugh Purvis, who's playing for the Peas tonight. He's the high performance manager for Hockey SA, and I think we saw that. We both commented in the warm-up that the Peas look really ready to go. Yeah, he's got a really high knowledge base, so I think you'll find they'll play with really good structure. And it'll just be a really tough battle, I think. It will be. Second versus third is always going to be good. Both of them, Port Adelaide looking to just cement that third place and stay in that top four. They can really start to slip up. If they get beat tonight, it will cause them a bit of a problem. Yeah, I think this is where it becomes really serious. And if you start dropping matches now, finals race gets much harder. I think between 4th and 7th place in the men's is very tight. So you drop a match and you might end up 7th. So. Yeah, so we're sort of reaching the point of the year where these matches take on a whole new level of importance with the points and being ready to getting ready for the finals as well. Yeah, you need to be hitting your straps as you get there. So we'll be right back as the teams are going through the technicals. We'll go to a short break and we'll be right back with you after these short messages.
See Premier League hockey in real time.
In real time.
In real time.
Good receive there by Simon Weld. And in front of the goal mouth.
Every goal.
Every goal. Every goal.
The ball penetrating run, open circle, 1-2 play.
Every save.
Every save.
James Mitten has the opportunity, great save.
It's straight into the circle, off a stick and well saved by Amy Hammond.
Every tackle.
Every tackle.
Gets the attack into the circle, nice tackle there.
Live.
Right here on Hockey SA.
Right here on Hockey SA.
Runs with pace. Into battery 2. Looks for a quick shot off the back post.
Net 25 here.
Get around it.
Get around it. Get around it.
Here as the teams take the field. Port Adelaide, and we were talking about this before we came to air actually, Port Adelaide wearing their black and white, a shirt that they are probably never ever going to change.
We were just saying that their warm-up strip actually looks really, really nice, but I don't think they'll ever be able to leave their culture. No, I don't think they will either. It's like Collingwood, they're attached to them, aren't they? It's not going to change. And Adelaide will be in the white, the red, blue and white, blue, white and red, whichever order you want to put it in, that's what colour they are. Port Adelaide will be attacking the right-hand side of your screen. Adelaide are attacking the left. Our umpires tonight, Nathan Jennings and Dan Hasselhoff. No Knight Rider jokes tonight. I'm trying to refrain.
So we are getting ready to go. Of course, we are live and we are interactive. If you want a question, send a question through to Holly. You are more than welcome to. We'll do what we can to answer them. So we talked about the league table before. Adelaide are in second. Port Adelaide in third. There's 6 points the difference between the two of them. So Adelaide look pretty settled in there, and they're only a point behind Seacliff.
It's tight comp this year.
It is, and Ruben Wild is sitting second on the top scorers list, so let's see whether he can get on tonight. And we are underway. So as per usual on a Friday night, these men's games tend to take off at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and then we'll settle in. Johns will go back to Joyce, and our first look at the rangy Joyce. His vision from back there in that sweeper roll is very, very impressive.
Yeah, he certainly sets up a lot for them.
Huge amount of experience, and just having a look, he's played Australia A, been in the competition for 8 years, but he's probably one we're going to see go on and knock on the door for the Kookaburras at the very least.
Yeah, I think with the boys, you have to have experience, and it takes the boys a lot longer than the girls internationally to break into those sides. So we saw Tom Wickham, who came from South Australia. He's been trying for at least 6 or 7 years and finally broke in this year. So, you know, I think if Cam keeps working, there's no reason why he can't.
So Adelaide will look down that right-hand side and a good overhead flick, and they'll get there and they'll look for their first circle entry of the night. But Joyce, not for the first time tonight, I don't think, has got himself in the right place at the right time and will cut that out. Tried to find Johns, just couldn't get the trap, and Adelaide will start again. So I'm sure you've seen a lot of the Friday night hockey, and the boys generally start off at 1,000,000 miles an hour and then we'll settle down into it. So
yeah, certainly. I think it's a big difference between the men's and the women's games. The women start out slow, build up, and then get into the straps, whereas the boys just go straight for it. And then it takes them a little while to set into that structure.
So we got Cox, who'll be playing the sweeper role for Adelaide, I think, tonight.
Yeah.
Defender from Snowtown. Played for the Hot Shots 2008 to 2017. A lot of hot shots out there tonight.
Yes, certainly is.
They'll be playing with each other June 28th. We will have Hot Shots and the Suns will be shown live. Hockey SA Facebook. So Adelaide will get another circle entry and they'll go for a long corner. Can't really get over. We'll see a little bit of condensation coming from the players, but tonight is absolutely perfect. As we see, Paul Finney will find his way to the seats, the women's coach for Port Adelaide. We will have our first 16-yard hit. It's rained all day in Adelaide today, so the pitch will be absolutely perfect, I think.
The ball will be running very smoothly.
Joyce with that slider to Johns, and Johns will turn back on himself, but he's turned that over and Adelaide can get their heads up and start to look and mount an attack. Wonderful ball out to that left-hand side as he gets there. Now he's gone down that byline, but it's gone out, so there will be another 16-yard hit. So the first time we've seen Adelaide this year on a Friday night, but obviously they're playing well as they're up there in the top four.
Yeah, I think they've been playing very well for a few years. They've played together in some really high quality games. So I think, you know, they'll certainly suit this type of game.
Obviously made the grand final last year, went down to Seacliff. That's Massey on the ball. So he'll look. Again, that last pass is just going to take a little bit of time to bed in.
It certainly will. I think this is where Adelaide are fantastic, where they build up super quick, so they might actually enter the circle, say, 20 times, and then they'll settle in, and then they'll start looking really, really dominant, I think.
We get, excuse me, that one is turn right. Great to see Knight Rider out there with the whistle. So we didn't last long before the the Hasselhoff puns started coming through. So Port Adelaide will look to build up again, and we have sort of settled now into a little bit more of a structured game. So Adelaide will look out to this left-hand side. Now they do have an odd man break, and here he goes, and he's one-on-one with the keeper. He'll work out to that backside, and Joyce just in the right place at the right time again. Can cover a lot of ground with those big long legs of his, but that was dangerous for Port Adelaide. Tim Lee managing to find himself one-on-one with the keeper. Keeper did enough, but Joyce managed to get over there and get rid of that. But Adelaide again, looking for that circle entry.
I think this is where you see the two differences of the team. Port build it up, they make these passes, whereas you see Adelaide, they're quick, they're fast, so it'll be really interesting to see how this game sort of progresses.
Just missed that overhead, and that's turned it over to Adelaide again, and we'll have another one as he looks again, and again Joyce will intercept one. But we get information given to us by the teams, and both of these teams have both said they like to play a structured game, but both like to counter-attack. Obviously a big red flag for the Adelaide Hockey Club is their discipline in their own circle.
Very much so.
When you've got somebody like Cranmer and Joyce who his drag flick has been clocked at over 100 k's an hour, you don't want to be giving too many short corners away. So that one bobbles around and we'll go through, and we will have our first short corner of the night. The problem with Mr. Joyce is his knees are about as high as everybody else's waist. Umpires don't take that into account, though, do they?
No, no.
So it's our first chance to have a look at a short corner tonight. As we are waiting, there was party to a Snapchat of the Adelaide goalkeeper, who is sporting cornrows for tonight, specially.
Oh.
But yeah, he wearing a helmet, so we can't see it. So
It's
we
probably
will
not the
settle,
worst thing.
yeah, we will settle down for this first short corner. Double battery. Cox has set himself up on the near one. There's the trap. There's the hit. And that very good stick save. Dodd getting down to his right-hand side and managing to turn that one away, but it will be a long corner, and Adelaide can launch pretty much straight away. Cox will just hit it in there and hope for a deflection. It's still bouncing around in there, and that's led to a short corner. So, very, very high tempo from Adelaide.
It was interesting, you saw Dan Cox, and I actually wasn't sure who the hitter was. They actually swapped batteries just prior to the short corner. So it just makes the Port Adelaide defence have to question what they do in terms of running structure.
Might be Jake Stacey if they're staying the same. So Jake Stacey had the attack on goal, but Cox and Stacey will be there and down. Now it will be Cox with the drag flick and a very, very good stick save again from Dodd. So Dodd has started out very, very well. Moved from Seacliff this year, from Port Elliot, so country well represented it again. So that one is thrown into the middle and didn't get a call, so he did what he needed to do and got to stick his foot onto it. Obviously, he had the zone and country championships over the long weekend. Country team winning the men's, the city team winning the women's.
Yeah. Thought it was a really nice mix of country and city this year. I think it just shows what the country players can do. They play such a good style of hockey, strong and competitive.
Big loud blast on the whistle for a free hit. Hugh Purvis starting to get his stick on the ball a lot now. So that one is deflected just outside the circle, and Joyce can come away with it. He loses his footing though. Manages to get a little bit of stick on it just to make sure that they didn't turn it over in too dangerous of an area. And now Port Adelaide will look to break away. John's out on that left-hand side. Got options in front of him. again, what we're starting to see, and we see a lot, is that almost a brick wall just outside the circle, and they'll let you get to a certain point and then shut the door completely.
Yeah, there's very much thought about protecting the middle of the pitch, so players can have the outsides of the circle, but as soon as you start getting in closer to that dotted spot, then they like closing you down. It's very dangerous getting it through the middle of the pitch.
So a long corner comes off an Adelaide stick. We see that slider. The number of tools that Cameron Joyce has in his toolbox is incredible. The overhead, the drag flick, the slider, the slap. He's got everything you could ask for.
He's had some high quality coaches in Jason Butch and Craig Victory, and even Tim White, who's now currently coaching the Sassy squad. They're very, very important skills to learn, so it's the repetition getting from the Sassy program that I think's helped him there.
So Cox will look to build from the back. This is probably what we'd expect to see from two teams, second and third on the table. They're very, very close. And I want to put the mockers on it too early, but this could be one that goes all the way through to the one-on-ones. I've seen it once already on a Friday night. Joyce will come and quarterback this one again. That's incredible timing if he meant it, and I'll give him that. Thought the ball might have beaten him out, but the weight on that pass was just enough. That one will go out of play down on that right-hand side.
It's a new fancy set play for them.
It was impressive.
It was.
Dale Stephen on the wearing number 19 for Port Adelaide. Goes about in a really workmanlike fashion. Nothing too flashy from him, but he does everything he needs to do. There is a runner there if he can get it through. Johns needs to get his head up. He's happy just to go out to the right-hand side, and now it finally gets there.
See that defender trying to keep him out of the circle as much as possible.
There's there. So here we see the first Port Adelaide short corner. It would appear as well that so Scott Germain, the captain for Port Adelaide, is wearing the number 1. I think they're keeping that Port Adelaide tradition of the captain wearing number 1. It's a question that obviously Port Adelaide, the male team, they're all thereabouts in the finals, and they make the finals every year. It's been a while between drinks for them for actually winning the thing. But why is Port Adelaide such a sporting? They have dynasties, especially when you look at the women who had their first loss in 2 years.
Yeah.
Against Seacliff this season.
They have a really strong culture of resilience, I think. They can be down in matches, but pull it out when they really need to. I think that certainly helps.
So this is our first time to see Joyce. The injection is there. The trap is good. There is the flick, and almost caught in the goalkeeper's equipment, but we'll have another short corner. So the goalkeeper, Damon Leng, sporting his cornrows underneath that helmet. Thought he could get away with it. Nothing is sacred. Just quick, managed to get himself behind it. You'll be thankful he's wearing the pants. It's the edge with the injection, and again the drag flick. And there is the first goal. Just snuck under Leng. So Port Adelaide will go 1-0 up. Talk about the 33%, the magic percentage for your short corners. So they're at 50% at the moment.
They're just so dangerous there. So it gives them that fail-safe that as long as they can earn short corners, they've got a pretty good percentage of scoring a goal.
Give goalkeepers sleepless nights, I think.
Certainly gives my brother a sleepless night. He's the northeast goalie. He's also my height, so...
Has he faced Cameron Joyce?
Yes, many a times. He's very bouncy, thank the Lord.
So Port Adelaide again will look down that left-hand side. They managed to keep it in. Cox manages to get a stick on it. Big, strong defender in Cox.
Yeah, Daniel's been the playing indoor hockey for Australia for a couple of years, and you can just see that in the way he tackles, the way he moves. He's so good in close spaces, just very strong on the ball.
So don't forget, we are live, we are interactive on the Hockey SA Facebook page. If you, this broadcast brought to you by Hockey SA and powered by Basequake Sports. Up to 141 devices looking at us already, so good numbers already. Nice little 1-2, and nearly gets through. But Port Adelaide can look to break. They've turned that over. John's in the right place at the right time. Purvis will want to get his stick on this a little bit more, I think, and start to try and control that midfield. And all seems a little bit rushed from the Adelaide side at the moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure being put on the ball carrier from both sides, which is exactly what you want to see in a game of hockey, but it certainly makes it hard to control the game.
So Adelaide will look out to this right-hand side, look for another circle entry. That's a clever little ball, pulled it back. A free hit for dangerous height. So the Hoff will give it Port Adelaide's way, and Joyce will saunter over there, and we'll all take a breath. Good pressure again from Port Adelaide, and not allowing Adelaide to settle on the ball, but they look for that outlet on the right-hand side, just can't get the trap.
So far, Port have just been very, very good at breaking down Adelaide's running play, so they don't really have that chance to have those one-on-one chances.
Well, both sides defensively have looked on top form, and the difference has been those short corners, which is always going to be a huge feather in the cap of the Port Adelaide side.
Very much so.
It's interesting as well, I actually haven't seen Mark Victory tonight, but normally you see players coming at the short corner routine from Mark Victory. I haven't seen him tonight, so I don't even know whether he's here. Keep an eye out for him. Purvis will slap that one down the side, and that's come off a Port Adelaide stick, I think, so it'll be a long corner. And Adelaide can look to launch something from the 16-yard line. Lovely stick work, and they do get that circle entry, but again, it's very, very crowded in there. Port Adelaide looking to play out of there, and Cox will keep going forward, and he'll give away a free hit. Asks him a question from this. Asks the Hoff, don't hassle the Hoff. Keith Morris gone with cheer the black and the white. I think that's a bit of an early call. Still 15 minutes to go, or thereabouts in the first half. So it is all the way over there, and it's a good crossfield ball.
This is where Adelaide look the most dangerous, when they can break these lines and create two-on-ones, one-on-ones.
Nice turn from Dawson. He'll keep going to the byline. He'll get there, throw it across. Joyce again will cut it out. Wonderful trap out of the air, and nice 3D skills, more than once. That's a tackle that Cheney would be happy with. Threw himself at it.
Yeah.
Cox will slide that one in. Again, it comes out there. That one comes inside, and Johns will fight it out, but Adelaide will come away with it. Bowden winning that one. Adelaide are happy to come all the way to the back. incredible 3D skills. That trap out of the air and then to...
And they just make it look so easy.
Certainly do. Even in my limited hockey experience, I would have thought that question about a short corner may have been there. The fierceness of that tackle.
Yeah, slightly agricultural, but I think they've given them benefit of the doubt early on into the game. But I'd say if you see a few more of those, it won't end well for the tackler.
I think if it was later on in the game, as we have another look at it, it's not the biggest boy in the world either, is he? I think is that Jermaine, the captain?
That is Scotty Jermaine.
Throwing his body on the line.
He is.
Port Adelaide managing to get to that byline and pull it all the way across. Managed to get it away. Jawson managed to get it away. Short pass though. Port Adelaide will look to build that attack again. Tyrone Coulter watching from Whyalla. I think it was Mid-North. I don't want to get it wrong, but I think it was Mid-North that won the men's zone championships, the under-18s.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so obviously some from Whyalla. Port Pirie had a very good showing. I think they had 3 of the men made their way into the team of the tournament. Future hotshots.
Yeah, and that's where Cameron Joyce actually hails from. So we've got some good pedigree.
So Purvis has moved out onto this left-hand flank. He'll look for the overhead. Track down to the air. Port Adelaide will look to attack. Would certainly expect this game to open up as time goes on. They can't keep this tempo up, you would think.
I think they do a lot of running off the pitch, so you hope so. I think as they get closer to finals as well, they'd want to be building up, so they're playing fast quality hockey for the whole game.
Well, Adelaide again working down into that left-hand corner, trying to get to the byline. Be a long corner. About 12 minutes to go. Joyce again playing in that quarterback role. Wow. Cox did well to get his stick in the way of that.
Self-preservation, maybe?
Yes. Otherwise he would have been taking a trip to the dentist, I think. Certainly be thinking about mouth guards. Found that pass is wide open out there. Stacey. Hits another stick on it and it'll be a Port Adelaide push in. Joyce again will make his way over there. Again, we see the Port Adelaide mob have assembled to our left-hand side. Joyce with the overhead, and Purvis managed to get it under control, but not enough. Dylan Edge will self-pass and then just dump it down the right-hand side. Go by Ben Massey.
I think the structures from both sides are really now starting to show. As we said at the start of the game, they sort of just going hell for leather. And now you can see Port, they're sort of trying to stay really central, letting Adelaide run down those sides, but then as soon as they get close to the 25, they get cut out.
We are seeing it, and that's a lovely ball, and he's found his way over there, and that's come off a Port Adelaide stick. That's a good Port Adelaide stick eventually. Fraser Bowden with the attempt on goal. Lots of time and space. It's not very often as well, and it's really interesting. You don't see the men get that much time and space to be able to actually swing at it.
No, I think that was definitely a brilliant play by Adelaide. I think they were the ones that created that space.
She'll catch that one on the foot, and Joyce will be able to launch. Again, the overhead flick. He's found the man over. Wonderful control. He has got an extra man if he can find him. Excellent covering work from Hazer. And they'll come back. It's come off a foot somewhere, so. Looks like Adelaide have settled into a back three. Now pushing that striker up. Purvis will get his head up and try and find a ball into the inside, and he does, but that's a good tackle on the edge. Port Adelaide can come away. Depends on how fast they can break now. Jermaine will look out to that left-hand side. Gets his pass. It's all about leg speed now. He will make there, and he'll pull it across. Another good stick, though, from Hazer.
Defence for both teams has been just rock solid so far.
Nice. And that's where that extra bit on the short corner has worked for Port Adelaide. Adelaide certainly aren't out of this by any stretch of the imagination. Nice little routine. Would you work on long corner routines as well as short corner routines?
We certainly do, but I think a lot of the time, because teams tend to throw players behind the ball, the best idea is almost to pull it out, pull their players out, and then create space that way.
Looks like there's been a short corner given. Not entirely sure what for, maybe within 5, I don't know. But we are going to see another short corner. This is their 3rd of the night. So Len will have to face down the barrel of that gun again. See whether they change their routine or whether they go for that drag flick again. They did show some variation last time we saw them. It didn't go to the threat of Joyce would be enough as well. Good trap, and again they go to Joyce, and excellent work from Massey, who put a stick in exactly the right place.
Fantastic running. I mean, it's pretty daunting running down a flick like that, so to get out there at that pace.
Oh, and that's bouncing around. It's still in there. Stephen turned his back and it hadn't quite finished. Excellent work to keep it in. Port Adelaide again, see it again, this moments and these just times of pressure. And as long as Port Adelaide can make it count. Adelaide haven't managed to get to any sustained pressure. It's been very on the break stuff from them. So that one is fired across. Can come out, but Port Adelaide have the numbers back there. Adelaide looking for support runners and just couldn't quite get it under control. Hilditch looking to try and launch something. Adelaide will get the free hit, and Port Adelaide can get a lot of numbers behind the ball now.
So Port again very, very narrow, giving Adelaide the outsides, but then staying with them as they lead out.
The overhead flick goes out of play on this left-hand side. Tyler Brimacombe has decided he's won. He says he's watching from Darwin. That's another early call, buddy. There's a long way to go. See whether we can get anyone further out than Darwin watching this one. That one is fired all the way across. But Adelaide happy to go backwards to look forwards. Jermaine in the middle, and good press on Jermaine. Seeing that high press from Adelaide now, and that one is a loose pass. Will find its way to Stacey. Stacey will find the look for the ball. Couldn't quite get there. That one will go out. Port Adelaide's ability to be in the right place at the right time defensively has been impressive in this first half so far.
Definitely. I think they're certainly making Adelaide work for any ball that they get in the attacking 25.
It's about consistency and being able to keep that going. It's a good run and it's worked out well for him, and Johns will find a pass through. He has got an overlap really with Stephen, but it's just too far in front of him.
Lovely build-up.
It was good build-up, and Adelaide were really working hard to get back in there in numbers. First stick twirl of the night that we've seen on camera. So Adelaide will work it away down this left-hand side, and he's just, again, looking for the pass, but what you can see when you look into that circle, all you see is a wall of black and white.
Yeah, I think Adelaide look best when they've broken and countered against Port Port, but Port have just structured up very well at the back, so they're not really giving Adelaide that opportunity to.
There's been a couple of loose passes from the Port Adelaide defence, but they've not been punished for it, and now we go one-on-one, and each time it corks across, but it's still bouncing around there. It's a good double save. Joyce will try and clear it. It was always going to come. I think that penalty corner was always going to come. That amount of pressure. So we have Melody Cooper watching from Ashford Hospital. Get well soon. Hopefully.
Oh, she just had a little
girl. There we go.
Yeah, so Mel or Kiwi is
this is Kiwi. I think we're going to.
Yeah.
Kiwi's going to join us. I think in a couple of weeks' time, maybe.
Ah, there you go.
But congratulations. So the third short corner for Adelaide. Still scoreless at this point. Again, the double battery change in hitters or pushers, and it looks like there's the flick. And so the gun runners. I don't know whether that's what they're called. That's what I'm going to call them. The gun runners have both done well in the last two short corners we've seen, getting out there and shutting it down. Also have Nina Garby watching from London in the UK.
Oh, that's winning.
That's definitely winning for now. At Hamilton, New Zealand, which I thought was going to be around there.
Yeah.
Special mention for Ashley Thompson, though. They're watching from all the way in Mawson Lakes. So Beth Rich is in Hamilton, New Zealand, watching his former hot shot teammates, Fraser and Dan. Wonderful for you to have you with us. So that one will make its way through, and Port Adelaide will get their head up, and that's a lovely ball through to Stephen. He's found himself a little bit of space. He'll go on the back stick. A good save again by Lang, and Cox will look to clear. Picks a pass as well rather than just lets it go. Adelaide can now look to counter-attack. Look down this left-hand side. Some good 3D skills, good elimination, and there is a big tackle. And we talked about it before. Big tackle just outside. Edge throwing in the hip shoulder. So there'll be a short corner. He's gone before he's even seen the green card.
Yeah, yeah.
He knew it was coming and he's just gone. So Adelaide's fourth short corner of the night.
Yeah. That was a very solid tackle.
Certainly was. Yeah. Embellished on a little bit, I think, but he was always going to get it.
Yeah. Especially after the tackle before.
Big hip and shoulder. Wouldn't have gone amiss on the Friday night at Adelaide Oval, to be honest. Whistles. Somebody might have gone a little bit early. Always there. It might be the umpire, so we might just reset. Nobody's going to have to leave. We'll just reset and go again. So Melody Cooper was supposed to be tonight, but obviously she had more pressing things.
Ah, yes.
And there's a drag flick, and he got his stick in the right place. Yeah. Stacey managed to get there, just got a little bit too much on it.
Yeah, yeah. Fantastic routine, short corner. Just a final little touch, I think.
So we're coming into the last minute of this one, and Joyce will slide that one all the way through. His passing accuracy is incredible. Joyce again will get his head up and he'll just fire that one forward, and again that one manages to get through. He has an overlap on the left hand side, but there's a free hit. And that's, you talk about agricultural tackles, that one was almost a soccer tackle from Lohmeyer. Adelaide can pick it up though, and again he's thrown himself at it, and that one will come across the square, fast across the front of goal. He got a stick on it, but the ball was bobbling. It stayed flat. I think we would have been okay.
It's exactly the right position to be in to get that little touch in, but just unlucky.
We are certainly seeing some full-blooded challenges tonight. We haven't seen many of them, and I think this is the first Friday night where we've really seen the boys go at it. I think that will be it. We will go into half-time. Port Adelaide leading this one 1-0 with the short corner by way of Cameron Joyce. So we will take a break and we'll be back with you after half-time. We will speak to you soon. This Friday Night Live brought to you by Hockey SA and powered by Spacequake Sports.
Well, I got into hockey first of all as an 11-year-old in Scotland, mainly because I wasn't allowed to play in the boys' soccer team, so I took up hockey because it was the next best thing. And we came to Australia in 1966 when I was 14, and I joined the Port Adelaide Hockey Club back then and continued playing there until I was about 20. Then I went to play at Largs Bay because they had a Premier League team. At that stage Port didn't. And from there I played state hockey for South Australia for quite a number of years, and then went on to play Masters hockey when I was old enough at 35. So pretty much I've played almost every year since then. So that's been probably 28, 29 years I've played Masters hockey. Also played for Australian Masters team, captained them on a few occasions. Just came back recently from the World Cup in Canberra. That was a fantastic opportunity, playing against other teams, other countries, just really good experience. Back here at Port Adelaide I coach Metro 3 women's team and under 9s mixed team, which both my grandchildren play in. My granddaughter Charlotte's 6-year-old and Isaac is 8. So we coach them with my daughter Beck, and that's just awesome, great fun. Watching the little ones develop is one of my real projects. I love doing that. I love coaching young kids, and I became a Hockey SA Life member about 5 or 6 years ago, and that was such an honour to be recognised by your peers and the people in the hockey fraternity and everything. So that was just a wonderful moment. To get an honour like that is just something you dream of. Not many people get that, so it's a really wonderful experience. Hockey's an amazing sport. There's just so much friendship in it. It's almost like an extended family. Seriously, like tonight I've just finished playing a Masters game, and most of the people out there, we all know each other really well, and just camaraderie between all the different teams. We might go out there and kill each other on the field, but come off the field you go inside and you can have a drink and mix with the people. It's just really good friendship. I'm not thinking about retiring anytime soon. I don't really know. I guess when the time comes I'll know, but at the moment I'm still feeling really good. I think I'm still keeping up with a lot of the younger ones. So yeah, I'll be 65 in July. So but I'm feeling really good, and I'll just keep going as long as I can. Yeah. I'm Margie McElraith and I live hockey.
I probably started playing hockey around about 12 years ago for the North East Hockey Club. I started in Division 4 and I've worked my way up to Premier League a few years ago. The last 2 years in Premier League we've made the final, so we're starting to make some progress at the North East Hockey Club also. Just after last season, in mid-November, I found a lump in my breast and got diagnosed with early breast cancer. It was quite high grade and very aggressive, so I underwent surgery straight away. Had a partial mastectomy, but they didn't quite get it all, so I went back for a double mastectomy, followed by some chemo, which I've just finished. It's very hard for Jessie coping with the changes that would occur, worrying about me having surgery and then seeing me really sick with the chemo, and it was just very hard for him to see that, but he was accepted all the challenges very well, and was able to adapt and be very supportive through the whole thing, really. Very proud of him. My teammates are fantastic, and my coaches also, Ashley and Holly. They've really encouraged me to be able to keep going. I love going out to hockey just because of the support of all the girls. Even the weeks I couldn't do anything, if I could get out there, it'd be fantastic just to see them and not be feeling so sick for a little while. I've come back through Metro 1. I've been playing each weekend. The first weekend I partway through the match, I'd probably run 5 minutes, then I'd need a stop. And once I found myself on the Adelaide bench, because I couldn't quite make it back to our own bench, and they were fantastic also, supporting me and making sure I was okay and helping me back to my own bench where I really should have got to in the first place. But the first Premier League match that I was back for was last week, and I felt quite lost on the pitch as far as knowing what to do, but my teammates helped me out, and then last week I've back to Metro 1 again, and I've got to build my way back up again. I know I'll play hockey to the same standard as I did before cancer, and that's what, for me, getting back to playing hockey actually is my measuring stick for being normal again. Actually, I know once I'm playing Premier League hockey properly, then I'll be back to normal. My name is Leslie Thompson, and I love hockey.
And we are back at the State Hockey Centre. Obviously the 2017 Live, Love, Play Hockey campaign is now on. Watch our social network channels over the next week to see stories shared from all over the hockey community. The National Hockey Week is June 17th to the 25th, which is all part of that. We're having a conversation about Live, Love, Play Hockey over the half-time break. It's an excellent campaign.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I think there are many people that are unrecognised for what they do. They certainly help out, and anyone who loves the sport is pretty good with me.
Talking about people who help out and get very little recognition, Roy Deadman, who we normally talk about with regards to umpiring, he's around again tonight. I'm not sure whether he's got his clipboard or whether he's having a night off, but apparently he looks after the pitch. He does it in any weather. He was out all day today, getting drenched in the rain, making sure that this pitch looks as good as it does for you. So big thanks to Roy Deadman, as Adelaide will get their circle entry. He's managed to get it away from the keeper. Pull it back. We're at the top of the circle, big swing at it, but just squoze it into the turf, and what Adelaide can clear. He's got a runner in front if he can find him, but he just can't keep it in. Adelaide team giving us no favours at all. Didn't realise we were doing a piece about Roy Deadman and a bit temerity to have an attack at goal. It's a nice little touch. He could work out. He's put a lot of pressure on him. Jermaine will have to work hard in that corner. Finds an outlet, but they've turned it over, and they've turned it over just inside the circle. And I thought I saw a foot, so there will be another corner, another short corner to Adelaide.
They've started out with a bang. It's good to see.
It is. Obviously, they've had a talking to at half-time. Again, we see them come out at half-time, and tempo lifts again after the half-time break.
They tend to call it red time, so either before or after goal, and then before or after half-time, and then right at the end of time. It's really dangerous to have a goal scored, but it also is very helpful to score a goal in that time.
We learned about red time from the super coach, Darren Ninekey, who's just away to our right-hand side doing his work, doing some stats collection. I'm sure there'll be some lovely pie charts that will come from that. So again, a double battery. Cox is thereabouts again. Port Adelaide going with a 3-1 defensive setup. Good trap. Nice little shift to Cox. Cox looks across. And everyone keeps the whistle. No, and there is the whistle came. I think there were some people who were expecting a short and never came. Nathan Jennings keeping his whistle in his pocket. So Adelaide, this is the first time that we've seen them really have any sort of repeated pressure and a couple of repeated circle entries. So they want to keep building on that and keep working on it.
Yeah, they certainly will. I think Port definitely had the share of the game, or at least the control of the ball in the first half. So.
Cox with a good little poke tackle. Go for a long corner though, but Adelaide will be able to settle themselves. As you can see from the pictures as well, the temperature has dropped from where we were at the beginning of the night.
I don't think the players will mind. I'm sure they'll be pretty warm.
It's nights like tonight where the Pines Cafe look after us and keep us warm. Soup and coffee. Big shout out to the staff at the Pines Cafe, feeding more to me every week.
Is that why you're so tall?
That's what it is. It's the good food at the Pines. Looks like we've got a little bit of an injury to Purvis. He's gone down. He's got up gingerly. He's going to make his way to the sideline. Hopefully it's just a soft tissue injury and nothing major. Limped his way off. Hopefully he's we'll see him again. Adelaide will have the free hit just outside. They managed to get the circle entry. Good turn, good deflection, but keeper was in the right place at the right time. Adelaide again will look to rebuild. They'll go all the way back to Cox. Cox will look out onto this right-hand side to Humphreys. Humphreys will play it inside. He's found himself in an awkward little position, but Adelaide have done well to get out of that short space, and they'll get the free hit for the Troubles. It's interesting as well as this Adelaide side, as we see another circle entry, and Patrick Dodd again will manage to kick it away. Well, we have a little moment. The questionnaires are sent out to the teams, and then one of the questions is whether they played for any other team, and a lot of the Adelaide players were adamant that they were Peas for life. Never play for anybody else.
Love seeing that kind of culture. I think your club almost becomes your family.
I think that's the same, and we see a lot of family connections at clubs as well. Good control, and he's managed to knock it past him, and off he goes. It's about leg speed now, and he's done very, very well. Just outside, so Cox managing to, not suggesting that he got his foot on it on purpose, but if he did, he got it just outside the circle. He'll play on, and so again, Port Adelaide defensively have not allowed that counter-attack. Obviously, coaches will have done their homework and they'll know that Adelaide like to counter-attack, and they're not giving them that opportunity.
Certainly not. Cheney's very switched on as a hockey coach and as a player. And I think he would have organised them, got them to shape, and you can see from the results that they're doing really well from it.
Oh, and that one's bouncing around, and I think we have a penalty stroke. See whether he can get a replay of that one. He's having a long chat. Ben Massey. I think he works for Hockey SA. Was he one of the schoolboys coaches or the under-18s coach this year? Saying this thing. Definitely in the hotshot squad. Former Victorian State Junior. Pretty sure he went away to Tasmania, but no surprise, we see Joyce will make his way up for the penalty stroke. Real one-on-one, so it will be Joyce versus Leng. Joyce will take on Leng. And Leng finds a stick, and that is an incredible save. Excellent work from Leng. I heard the solid thud as it cannoned off his stick.
Must be the corn rolls.
Right, Lengy.
He's going to have them in every game now.
Very good. That was moving again. Wonderful reactions. That'll give the Adelaide team a lift. Looking to control it down here. Don't think we've seen Hugh Purvis come back. I haven't seen him come out either. Hopefully it's not a game ender for him. So that one is fired across the front, and he's kicked it out, but he's only kicked it as far as the Adelaide striker, and there is the equaliser. So they go from a penalty save at one end to the equaliser at the other. Just see whether I can get a number of the goal scorer. As we see, that one comes in and could have let it go. It's the number 8 for Adelaide, which is Tim Lee. She kicked it and he kicked it straight to Tim Lee. It's unfortunate for Patrick Dodds. There was no deflection on the way through, so he could have let it go through, but again, he's got to trust his defenders to give him that call. So now Adelaide will have the tails up. See them they've lifted after half time.
They certainly have. They came out really strong, but I think the save really would inspire them. I mean, strokes are meant to be a certain goal in reality, so that save is epic.
Oh, that's a bit loose, and it might find its way through to an Adelaide player, but they get a free hit. Hilditch having a question. Good work from Damon Leng to find an outlet, but they have backed themselves into a corner somewhat, and he's going to manage to work his way out of there, and that is Hugh Purvis. He's back.
Oh, perfect ball.
Redemption. Nice turn on the inside. Still going against Joyce, but he's got the free hit. Problem against Joyce is once he gets that stick out, it's a long way round him.
He certainly was. I think anyone else, he probably would have been straight at the goal, but...
There's 25 minutes to go in this one. Adelaide's certainly starting to get the upper hand now. That one will go for a long corner. Haven't really seen anybody stand out as yet either. Joyce, as per usual, has been impeccable at the back.
They've both been pretty good team games, I think. Passing the ball around, working with each other, rather than just having one person to rely on.
Purvis will turn back and find an outlet pass onto that left-hand wing. Give them a lot of work to do. And again, the forward pressure is okay. Cox has been good for Adelaide. Big, strong presence in that defence. Joyce will fire it forwards and it will go out without touching anyone. Don't mind seeing Joyce on a golf course, actually.
Could be a new career.
Big long, well, I think he's okay with hockey.
Oh, he's all right.
I think he'll be all right with hockey.
You know, something to do in the off season.
And that's, I'll be honest, that's one of the beautiful things. And people watching on Facebook, on the Hockey SA Facebook page, watching this broadcast, powered by Spacequake Sports, we could be watching future Olympians. That's what always impresses me about coming out on a Friday night. We could see some of these players making the trip to Japan in, when's the next one?
In Tokyo, 2020.
2020 in Tokyo?
Yeah.
Oh, Adelaide, I've got the numbers over here. That's a good trip, and he goes again.
Fantastic touch.
Wonderful touch from Stephen, and he's made the run on the inside. Blocked off a little bit. And he gets the free hit. Stephen again, but can't get it past Purvis, but that one almost found its way through. He's not going to give up. Excellent work. That's come off a foot, so it'll be another Port Adelaide free hit. I do like Stephen's work, the number 19 for Port Adelaide. He just goes about it in a workman fashion, not flashy. I'm sure he hates me for saying it. Just does the simple things and the not too simple things very, very well. Cox almost lost control. I think we see that indoor hockey coming into play as he just stepped across and took the space.
Yeah, protected the ball very well.
Certainly did. You're more than welcome to go at it, but you have to go through me first.
That's exactly right.
A little bit of off the ball contact. Turn it over again high, but he's managed to work back. Nice elimination there. He'll pick it up and look for a 3D elimination, but Jermaine is a different kettle of fish and not easy to get past. So go all the way back to Cox.
Lovely ball movement.
Oh, nearly got passed onto that baseline again, and Once the players start getting to the baseline, especially at this level, they're very, very difficult to deal with. Another long corner. She's starting to reach the 20-minute mark, and Cox will find his way in, and there's just an anywhere will do clearance from Port Adelaide. I don't think Hugh Purvis is at 100% though. Going to let that one go all the way, and they'll start from 16 yards. I don't think he's running on all 8 cylinders at the moment.
No, but they'd still want him on the pitch. His knowledge of the game and just structuring his boys up would be very important.
We're probably likely to see him set back into that sweeper role. Has received basically the job that Joyce does.
Yeah, I think Daniel Cox is now pushed up.
They've swapped roles essentially.
Yeah.
He's trapped under Joyce's feet, but he'll manage to get his head out and look for Jermaine. It's a lovely 2-touch hockey there, and gets them going forward very, very quickly. There's that baseline play that we talk about, but Cox again shuts the door. Long corner. Again, Cox hassling the Hoff. He'll be stoic though. Oh, he's given a short corner, I thought. I only saw one hand.
He said it was for lifted, so I think because it was inside the circle and he lifted and hit at his own player. Just questioning whether or not it hit the hand or the body.
Just apologise for my senior moment, forgetting when the Olympics are.
That's right. I think we've got Com games first, so.
There's so many. I'm thinking World Cups and all sorts of stuff. So, yes, 2020 in Tokyo. Cox manages to get himself in the way. What is he going?
So it hit Daniel on the line.
He's given another penalty stroke.
Given a stroke. So it's a certain goal going in. Daniel's done the right thing, got the body behind it, because you'd rather a stroke than a goal.
Ball went in anyway, so we will see Joyce versus Leng, 2.
Yeah, I think he'd want to make up for his first flick.
So here we go, Leng versus Joyce again. This time Joyce makes no mistake firing it past Leng. So that will take Port Adelaide 2-1 up. It's incredibly quick. So we watch the replay, it's past Leng before he can even
move.
Think. So Port Adelaide take that 1-goal lead again. So Adelaide, after doing all of that hard work to get back level, will have to go again. And Port Adelaide will get the free hit. Just under 20 minutes to go. It's a little bit early to park the bus. But I think Joyce looks like that wherever he goes. He never looks like he's in a hurry, does he?
No, very composed.
That one will come off the foot, and Cox is wasting no time. He'll want to go quickly. He'll look out onto this right-hand side, out to Massey. Massey will fire it in, and whoa! The kick goes directly into the back of Port Adelaide player. Hit him hard. He's up and about though. Beat him tough in Port Adelaide. That was a fair old pace. Did the right thing. Oh, it's off his head.
Cameron Higgins is
I thought it was off his back. So
junior player.
Well, I'm amazed that he's up and about and walking, to be honest. But it's led to a short corner. And he's not also on the post for this, is he? I haven't seen him come off. Yeah, he caught that full force in the back of the head. Got up and walked off. I would hope the trainers try and get him to come to the bench, at least to check him out. Adelaide will have their 6th penalty corner of the game. Successful in all of them. Good trap. Nice little variation. And there's the back pass, and there's their first short corner goal. So finally they managed to break the deadlock, and they get there, and they've managed to get through. And they will get that equaliser. Nice variation. I lost the ball, and I think everybody did. There's Lomo with the dummy.
I think it's a perfect example of red time. Team scores a goal, the other team just picks it up, jumps back straight on, scores another. Makes for good hockey though.
It certainly does. I think as well there would be a little bit of worry about your teammate who's just copped one in the back of the head, but he's still going.
Yeah.
He's still out there.
Yeah.
Breathed them very tough in Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
And here he is on the ball. So he'll lift that one into midfield and it'll turn out well for Adelaide. That's a nice little ball through. He had to find his pass and he did. Joyce will be in the way again though.
Just no getting through him.
Unfortunately, we don't have any information on, I think it's Cameron Higgins or Carson Higgins, one of the two. Good deflection, just misses. Patrick Doug was happy with that one going wide though. I think we had a short stoppage. The stadium clock is showing 16 minutes to go, so I think we had a stoppage on that. Slight concern, lovely little turn, but straight into an Adelaide player, unfortunately. Marino will play it to himself and go back to Jermaine. We'll go across to Joyce. Oh, and that one misses
It's a lovely
everyone.
fake.
You even got Stephen as well, I think. Cox will get his head up. It's another lovely turn. See, Joyce has started to push forward, which you don't normally see.
No. It is a very important game for both teams, so I'd say that Cameron would want to exert his influence into the game.
Well, if Adelaide win it, they would certainly cement their spot in second place, and for tonight anyway, they would go top of the table. Seacliff to play tomorrow, obviously. And Port Adelaide lose it, and they really start to put themselves in danger of falling out of that top four, as we talked about.
Yeah, you really want to make sure your run home into finals is more based on your prep rather than trying to make it into finals. So if you can secure yourself earlier, you definitely have a better prep.
Adelaide will look to attack again. Good pace, and he managed to get his circle entry. He's looked to fire it across. Scott Germain showing incredible composure. Didn't rush, waited. As soon as he found his moment, put that ball away. Uncharacteristic loose pass from Joyce. And Adelaide will work down that right-hand side. Hilditch gets the free hit just outside the circle. And that one will manage to find its way into the circle, but Port Adelaide can clear. Break. Looked like it shouldn't have been on, but he almost did great work, just couldn't keep it in. Wonderful two-touch hockey again, just the last pass was a little bit loose, and he'll get his head up and find three Adelaide P's in front of him.
Great.
And they shut down that attack very easily. You can go out to Stephen on this right-hand side or throw it across the middle. A good interception. Overhead flick. It's all about the control, and he's controlled it very, very well. He's got Cox flying, looking for that overlap, but he's going to keep going. Umpire deciding that he probably wasn't going to get there, so no advantage in that one, and they'll get the free hit. 13 minutes to go. Again, Adelaide will look for another circle entry, but again, Port Adelaide can get rid of it. Stephen will get hold and look for his overlap, but gets the free hit anyway. Off Port Adelaide go. Have the runner on the right. Adelaide again will look to get to that baseline, but again, Adelaide shut the door. We've seen it settle back into that defensive kind of game again.
Yeah, I think this time of the game is very exciting for teams if they can break the game apart. Otherwise, it just sort of starts to become a bit of a stalemate and a bit of a chess game.
So that one is fired into the circle. Good challenge, though. Still bouncing around there, and Adelaide look for that outlet pass, and again, that ball just spins away. Port Adelaide will be able to start to rebuild from just inside Adelaide's half. Two very evenly matched teams, though. Again, a loose pass from Joyce. Adelaide will look to launch a counter-attack. And they've got room out on this right-hand side. And they'll pull that back. Purvis, who again, really doesn't look 100%, but he almost found a miracle pass in there. Cox will look to get to that byline, and he'll go all the way back. He's happy to start from all the way back, but Port Adelaide have managed to break it, and they've got Stephen in front of him making a run. He could just never get it under control. Good battle out there on that left-hand side, and Peas will get their free hit. Outside, a wonderful disguise on that, and he's managed to turn him inside out, and he's beat another one and beat a third. Couldn't get past the fourth, though. There'll be a free hit outside.
Hugh's starting to make a bit more of an influence in the game now.
He is, but you can see that he's not at 100%. He's not moving as freely as I think he would want to be.
No, but I think it's just the composure on the ball that you see from him.
And it's Dale Stevens, not Stephen, apparently. Certainly looks like a Stephen on the sheet that we've been given. He's another new dad, got a 4-month-old.
Yeah. His wife, Sarah, who was playing Premier League up until recently, has a little cute bubs. I'm sure they're having a few sleepless nights, but he's still playing pretty well, so.
He'll be happy at the time off, I imagine. Port Adelaide will come all the way back to Joyce. Again, Joyce trying to find that pass, just couldn't manage to make it through. Adelaide will get another free hit just outside their own circle. We're inside 10 minutes to go in this one. Big long overhead, there's nobody there though. Just couldn't get it under control, and it's worked out well for Adelaide. Going to work on that byline, but again, Jermaine is fantastic at the back and so calm and composed, and
Yeah, that area around the tee point, which is where the baseline hits the circle, so easily to give a short corner away in that area. But when you're calm and composed, winning the ball, it's what you want.
That one is fired in, but I don't think that was ever going to be allowed. Joyce again will look to find a pass. Come out this side. I think the way the game has gone, the scoreline is right where it should be at the moment, 2-2. Both teams defensively have been very, very good. Feel the tension start to rise on.
Supporters getting a little bit more excited about every call, every breakaway.
You can feel it now at the State Hockey Centre. You can feel that the tension has risen and people are starting to wonder about whether those dreaded one-on-ones are going to come again. So the free hit will go Adelaide's way. Cox will go early. He'll keep going down this right-hand side. Turns back, turns in and out. Wonderful little reverse pass, but just missed the target. Another free hit to Port Adelaide. See that close control from Cox? That's, again, international indoor hockey player, that close control and working in confined spaces. Purvis will play to himself and then fire it down the line. Nobody there but Joyce. Joyce will get his head up. Pick a lovely pass into the midfield. It's a time when neither team will want to give away this winning goal. She would suggest with just over 5 minutes to go. As he turns him inside out, makes a circle entry, and there will be a short corner. So they scored with their last one. Nick Lohmeyer, I think, making that one.
Fantastic turn by Sean to get into that circle and make that attack. Just very nice skills.
So we need to confirm, well, on the official sheet it says Nick Lohmeyer is wearing the number 20. Or is that 10? Sean Dawson, sorry. Handwriting. So Cox and Dawson are there or thereabouts again. Again the good trap. Now the hit at goal and deflection was there. That one will go out. It'll be Adelaide. It's two good short corner variations from Adelaide.
Strength on the ball.
Wonderful disguise, but he's still in there and the tomahawk goes and got his stick on it. I have to wonder whether it was on target before he got his stick on it. Wasn't travelling at a huge amount of speed. Oh, we have a turnover. And Adelaide will look for that. It's outside. Whistle. Did wonder whether that was, just got tangled up a little bit. We get another circle entry. The tomahawk flashes over and wide, I think. So it'll be a 16-yard hit.
The intensity's certainly picked up, hasn't it?
We are in the last 5 minutes of this one. He has every right to stand his ground there. Ball comes off Cox's stick and manages to break for a Port Adelaide player, and they have a 2-on-1. Wonderful challenge there, and Adelaide will come away. They've got advantage. Purvis had stopped, but got away with it. Adelaide will manage to launch another attack. I think that's Nick Lohmeyer wearing the number 10. Tall and rangy. Scott Germain will get it under control. Lovely turn. Still in control of it. There's Stevens down on his overlap. He runs an overlap as well. Could have done with the call, but it's broken into the circle anyway. And there's the tomahawk and a good save by Leng. Swinging around up there, it's still in there, but free hit's going to go to Adelaide. 3 minutes to go. And Adelaide and the supporters can breathe a sigh of relief because that was dangerous in there. He turned it over again to Port Adelaide. And there is this extra man. Still bouncing around there. It'll be a free hit. Looked like it was out, but umpire said play on. Right. Ball's over the fence and we've stopped the clock.
Port Adelaide has had some really nice attacks recently, just moving the ball around the back.
It certainly backs to the wall a little bit for Adelaide. A couple of panicky moments in the circle for them.
Yeah.
Clocks will go out to Lohmeyer. Lohmeyer will get his head up. He's turned that over, but they get away with it. So that one has slid all the way down to that right-hand side. Lovely pass.
Yeah.
So he's come back and he managed to take it through. And there's the goal. And that one will go ahead with just over 2 minutes to go. Just that ball has gone through the legs of the Port Adelaide defender. Adelaide looked like they might have nicked this one.
Oh yeah, Angus Fry, what a run. So he's a state junior player, national rower. He's played in a few grand finals and still very young. I think he's only 17 years of age, so.
And that was, we have to say that was against the run of play, and Port Adelaide might have lost this in the last 5 minutes in that red time that we talk about. Had good repeat sets down that end and lovely play in the reverse pass through the legs of the Port Adelaide defender, and Adelaide 3-2. Port Adelaide will have to throw everything, but they've turned it over there, and there is the odd man there, and he's just fired that across the front of goal. Time is stopped again because it's gone over the fence.
What a couple of minutes of hockey.
Incredible.
Whew.
We've seen everything. Short corners, penalty strokes. Do Port Adelaide have anything left in their tank? It's a heartbreaker for the black and the white, and he's caught that. Hopefully he hasn't caught it right on the knee. You'd want that to be soft tissue because that was moving as well.
Wasn't it just?
Well, we've seen some absolute superhero stuff from the players out here tonight because he's up and going. Oh, and he shows his bravery and will just go in there and put himself in the way again. And Adelaide have managed to turn that over. He's either stupid or brave. One of the two.
Hockey's not for the faint-hearted.
It's Jake Stacey putting his life on the line for Adelaide, and everything's gone up. We are in the last minute now. Adelaide will go back to Joyce. Really got to throw it forward, and Joyce will just fire that towards the circle. Adelaide can clear. Anywhere will do for Adelaide at the moment. And it will come back in from Port Adelaide. Jermaine will turn, but Adelaide again have shut the door. Real backs to the wall stuff, but Port Adelaide will launch another one. It's come up off a stick. Which way are we going to point? I think it's a Port Adelaide ball. Time off, and there is going to be a card. He was nowhere near in the, certainly within the 5. So Fred Gray will go and sit down, and he'll miss the end of this one. Can Joyce pick a pass? He can pick a pass. That's come off the post. It's still bouncing around there. Oh, and there was appeals for a shot, but that's gone out. And that one will be that, I think. By the time Joyce gets there, there'll be 5 seconds to go. He's going to fire it in, and it's gone all the way in, and that will just come off an Adelaide stick. And then we will have the siren, and Adelaide will get this one. 3 goes to 2. My word, did that pick up in the last 5 minutes, Holly. What a game of hockey we just saw.
Fantastic hockey. You can't ask for anything else, can you?
I mean, I feel for Port Adelaide, but Adelaide real backs to the wall stuff in the last 5 minutes. So they will take that one 3 goals to 2. They will go on to the top of the table, at least for tonight, while Seacliff play tomorrow. Don't know who Seacliff are playing tomorrow, but Adelaide will be hoping they do them a favour and get over Seacliff. But we will take a break from this one, Holly. Fantastic game of hockey. You'll be back for the next one.
Certainly will.
We'll have to go and take a breath, I think. Find a little dark corner and recover from that one as we get ready for the women's game. And we will be back again. Just to remind you as well, though, that the July school hockey clinics coming up. Second week of the holidays, July 18th to the 21st. Early bird closes on the June the 30th, so make sure you get to the Hockey SA website. Make sure that you are up and running for that one. AHL versus the Under-21 live stream on Wednesday, June 28th. So that's the Hot Shots and the Suns. We'll be taking on Under-21 sides. That'll be broadcast to you here. So we will step away and we will see you back for PL Friday Live round 2. Every goal, every save, every tackle, every PL Friday Live. Brought to you by Hockey SA and powered by Spacequake Sports.